That happened last game too. That was scary.
I know. I just like, is he not in the game, bro? Okay. All right. Spawning on the left side, we have our blue Zerg Jetricxz, who is a regular at IvD Yogi Time, and I believe he is also a caster, correct?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. So if you would like to hear him, please tune in and follow our streams and stuff like that, and you can
It's
hear
tr
some more of him, see his wonderful Zerg play. And on our right, we have Descaler, which is he works at a fish factory and descales fish all day. That's actually the job that Ryan Stiles used to have. If anyone who watches Whose Line Is It Anyway, you know who Ryan Stiles, Colin Mockery, Greg Proops, and and that's Greg Proops, not Greg Poops. Thank you.
Greg does poop sometimes, though.
Well, of course he does. Everybody poops, and that's concentrated evil coming out the back of you. I hate that I just made a Family Guy reference,
I know, man. I want to slap you so badly, like
but
square in the
I
face.
thought that was a fucking good joke.
I'm
I
on my
thought,
way right now. Bye, guys.
it's gonna take 5 hours. It's gonna take 5 hours for him to get here. The tournament might be over by
Dude,
then.
I have a sports car. Okay, I can make it there
I
in
have a
like
sports
two.
car. You're gonna get a couple tickets on the way, but that's okay.
Bullshit.
My insurance rates will go up a little bit. It's gonna be okay.
And actually, this drone's gonna delay the barracks pretty easily.
The Space Shark is gonna attack that Overlord once he
Oh,
gets
that was
hungry.
actually nice pull by Descalier. I don't think it's Descaler. Descaler.
Dis-
Descalier.
Descalier. I don't know.
Descalier. That's what I'm
call
going
him,
with.
I'm gonna call him Decal because that's like a gangster name that
Just
you would
call him
call
Des.
Des. Desu. Desu. Coriendeska.
Coriendeska. Okay, guys, I have to share this story while there's nothing really going on here of note. So, David and I are on our way to MLG Dallas. We finally find the convention center where it's at. Or no, this is before we found the convention center, right?
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
looking
right
for
before
it
we found it, we were trying to find it, and then we saw some Korean kids walking.
with backpacks and gamer stuff.
And David decides to scream out, "Korean desu!" Because, of course, Koreans speak Japanese
Yes,
by default.
because they of course.
Yeah.
They're such close proximity.
Oh,
that
that's
they know.
actually nice. Building the barracks there so he can try and lift it and pick off that Overlord if he can, but it's actually positioned too nicely. He's not going to be able to. So has to go and lay it back down and start building. I was actually unsure of whether you could do that or not on this map until right now.
Do what?
Because you know, like you can do that on Daybreak, build your barracks right in front of your natural, to where you can lift it and then see over those rocks and take out the Overlord where it's normally placed. And I
No,
believe that's what he was trying to do here. It just wasn't able to work out for him this time. Looks like a
that's a pretty good strat, dude. I never even thought about that.
pretty quick third coming out of Jetricxz as well. This is a slightly Zerg favored map at the moment, so I can understand him going to that quick 3 base.
I think the thing about it is like the third is so hard to get for every race. Like literally every race has a trouble with that third base because it's so far away. You have to go down this little bitty walkway and then down a ramp, and it's so open. It's so open right there where they can just keep attacking inward.
And we have a nice wall in here from our Terran player. Before he's getting gases or anything, they just now go up. It'll be something kind of similar to what we saw in our last game. Like I was saying, this is a really basic build for pretty much every matchup. Should be getting the factory as soon as he hits 100 gas after that, and then do the add-ons for his barracks. Unless he decides to float him up, but I would assume he'd leave him down there just in case anything fishy starts to come out of his opponent. He
Well, there are
hasn't even
fish all over
scouted
the
yet,
map.
so he doesn't have any idea what's going on. It could be some kind of 1 base play, a 2 base push. He could be trying to bust him. So just being safe and having those barracks there kind of helps. There is a little gap. That depot's going to take care of. Actually, no, that gap is still there, I think. Yeah.
Don't you hate that when you're just trying to plug this hole and like everything you put in front of it just will not plug it, and you're just like, ugh!
Now my stream is rated mature, but it's not rated X, so I think we should keep that conversation to
X
a
for
minimum.
plugging the hole. I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah,
I thought about it.
you're
after I
trying to
said it.
plug that hole. You're just trying to plug that hole. Now the
Speaking of
add-on is going to
holes,
take
I need
care
to
of that
text this
hole.
chick. No, I shouldn't text her while streaming. It's okay.
Nah. Jetricxz is going to lose this Overlord. Of course, this time he has plenty of Overlords after that last game that we actually saw with him lose so many Overlords to Phoenix as he got supply blocked over and over again, and eventually that cost him the game. Extra Queens coming out now, getting all of his...
I've never actually seen this. He's throwing down 2 early engineering base, you know?
This is just teching up really quickly. You're trying to fly up that tree as Terran, get your bio upgrades. I would assume I'm really surprised we don't have a factory coming up
Yeah,
before
yeah. I'm
that
waiting.
though,
That's what I'm wanting. You know, you get your factory first. Get your
because
factory first, and then get your
you never really
link
hit with
engineering bay.
1-1 as Terran. If you get one engineering bay, you might do like a +1 timing attack. You do a stem, combat shield, +1, Marines, Marauders, and a medevac. And you can actually do some really nice stuff. It gives you a lot of options. You can lift into the Zerg's base, you can pressure at the front, you can jump back and forth and just kind of abuse someone who's being a little too greedy as Zerg.
Mhm.
But with 1-1, you typically end up waiting for a 2-2 because you just don't have the like meat in your army that you need for that 1-1 to work right. Just because you went with 2 quick ebays takes away a little bit of production time and
And
just a little strange. We already have the third gas.
wow, he's taken all of his gases. I'm sorry, the Zerg has taken all of his gases at all of his expansion, throwing up a Bailing's nest. So I am going to go with he's going to make a lot of lings and a lot of Bailings and try and bust this. But there are just barracks up there, and you never want to like throw Bailings up against a barracks wall.
Now there is that little gap where the depot is though, so about 4 Banes could just run through there and knock that down.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier. But if you got to be careful with controlling your Ling and Bailing army. If you just press attack mode, your Bailings will just explode on everything and anything that hits. That's why you always see in GSL, you see a bunch of Bailings run into a siege tank when they really want to hit the Marines or the Marauders, and it just that can literally lose you the game if you miscontrol your Bailings and just attack them on anything.
And this could actually get a little scary for our Terran player if Zerg does decide to try something like that. He's not going for a siege tanks very quickly. Actually, looks like he's going to be getting out reactored medevacs and maybe Hellions, but I assume that barracks is just there to make more Marines.
Yeah,
He
has
could
a
switch
lot
that.
of lings. He has a lot of lings, and since he has so much gas on the way, he's going to get infestors early, really, really early.
Yeah, they should be popping out about 11.5 minutes. So, be anything too big. All these lings are going to be more than enough to deal with this bioforce pushing across.
Yeah, these lings will be able to surround and
Yeah, and the Banes are just
have,
overkill at this point, I feel.
Yep,
I
and
mean, we do have a 2-2 just now starting for our Terran player. Again, I'm kind of surprised he's pushing right here because going for that quick 2-2 until you have your big economy up really puts you behind as far as army supply goes. But Jetricxz is supply blocked
yeah,
and going to get even more supply blocked. Only has 2 overlords
so
on the
many
way, and
lings
he's
and
still going to be
Balins right
supply
now.
blocked after that.
He will be able to just.
Oh, and the stem goes down. Some of the lings run out first, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Nice pincer move takes out a lot of that bioforce.
It's lunchtime. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, and he just decimates that supply of our Terran, only losing 10 supply where the Terran lost about 40.
Have
That's a
95
huge
supply
win.
for our Zerg and 64, my favorite number for the Terran.
That third base getting established for a Terran player as well, so he's still in this by all means. But,
Yeah, but that's,
Jetricxz is
that's a really
pushing
scary
across
move.
the map right now.
It's a scary move to like after you lose your like basically your whole army out in the middle of the map and then just go ahead and take a third. Like that's when it gets a little like
Like, I'm not sure if I can pull this off.
yeah,
That's what
bro.
that feels like.
I need to do something to get out of this. And like maybe that's what he's feeling like right now. Like I need to do something to get ahead.
We really need some splash damage. Even more barracks going up, going insanely bio-heavy, but without
Yeah,
splash,
just-
those infestors are going to be able to get in wherever they want.
Oh,
Lings
man.
and Banes can just run in and
Lings
pinch.
and Bailings against Bio is scary enough. And then when you have infestors to stop it from kiting, like
Oh.
that's when it's impossible. It's literally impossible for you to win an engagement against Ling, Bailing, Infestor. Against with a Bioforce with no medevacs. Oh, actually there are 2 medevacs out now. I'm sorry.
And I'm surprised we don't have a Spire up already. His Hive is about halfway done.
I think he's
A
going
little
for
more than halfway.
he's going for more. I don't know. You know, I don't play
Even
Zerg a whole
more
lot, but I
rats.
don't know if you need to get the Spire. No, there it goes down. Other than you need. I don't know. Like you can maybe try and go the whole game with just Ling, Bailing, and Fester if your opponent's
Oh,
going
all
like
these
big fire.
Banelings are going to get picked off.
Oh, trying to go for the Marines, and they're like, okay, I guess
They have to blow up on the Marauders. There's no
Yeah,
other choice.
they
Oh,
don't
one more
actually get
Bane, though, can
kills.
take out... Oh, stop that move
He
command. That was
late.
great.
He slept in and did not get the memo that you should.
Did force a lift on this third base, though, in the meantime, with that Ling run by.
Oh, I did not even.
And
catch
a
that. Good
lot
catch.
more Lings coming out. 8 Infestors as well. Pathogen Glands is complete. Working on his 2-2 right now for melee.
Yeah, Jetricxz is going very standard. He's gonna push with these Ling, Bailing, Infestor, and if that doesn't do it, once he gets Broodlords out, it's gonna get very, very scary.
He
for
needs to get that Adrenal Glands, though, with as many Lings as he's making.
Yeah, that's an upgrade that a lot of Zergs forget. It's a really cheap upgrade, and it increases the attack speed of your Zerglings by 20%.
It's
It
so much.
Yeah, like think about Lings how fast they attack now, and then just think about them attacking you 20% faster.
And
That's a lot.
oh, nice fungals catching these
Bailing,
Marines.
run, chase those Baron, Baron.
Infested Terran's gonna take out the rest of this. And that was
No,
actually a fairly even exchange, even though it looked like the Zerg was ahead in that.
you know he loses. You have to like that's Bailings die whenever they attack, so you're gonna lose those Bailings. And Lings are really expendable. You really just kind of you make them to lose them. So.
It's a lot of medevacs right here that should be able to take care of these Lings, I feel.
There's just a lot
If
of
it's microed
Marauders.
enough, yeah.
There's just a lot of Marauders, and if if there was more Marines mixed in there, it would go a little bit better just because of the DPS. The Marauders do not do very well against Lings. They do okay, but since they're so tanky, you know.
And Jetricxz actually lost a lot there. That wasn't really a great exchange. That puts him behind in supply now. Those economy is just insane. That fourth base coming up now, just about to actually start being used. Actually, the Infestor's splitting off right now into two different groups. Looks like
I
one
think
group
he's
wants to go
gonna,
into the main,
yeah,
the other into the third.
yeah, he's gonna go try and drop some
But
infested
this is
terrans. But I
kind
would
of
really
bad.
I'd really like to see those back at home for defending. But I
There's
think
not
he'll
too
be able
much
to
here, though.
reinforce quickly with Lings. And what is he making right now? He's making 42 Lings. So. And 3-3 is on the way, and he is researching adrenal glands and getting his greater spire up right now.
Yeah, there's
So
more than
these
enough Lings
lings,
to
yeah,
deal with
will
this
be
pressure.
more and more than enough to just chomp on all these. Chomp.
And Infestor's just kind of chilling up here.
And luckily they're and the depot is down, so they're gonna
Oh, the
get in.
fourth base does get taken out for Jetricxz. Nice little. Oh my God! Why is he not focusing that?
Oh, and it lives
5
with 5
HP.
HP. It
He
is still
didn't
alive.
focus fire it. He just wasn't controlling that little group at that
That's the
moment.
Terrans getting dropped here at the third of the Terran, and also going up at the main, and they are now dropping infested Terrans
Oh,
as
they're
well.
gonna do a lot of damage there in the
Yeah,
main base.
see what Descalier is looking at. He is just now noticing all of this stuff and seeing all of these lings running into his third. Oh no, it's not very good engagement for the Zerg though. But the infested Terrans are just doing their damage. They actually are going to burn down these reactors on the barracks.
And that slows down production so much.
Yeah, so now he can only make one medevac at a time instead of two, which is, you know, especially when you're going heavy bio. He
Yeah,
has a nice amount of medevacs out right now, but
he
with a
took
couple.
out so many SCVs though, down to 40. That actually took him down to like 32 at first. After a couple rounds, he's able to come back up to 40, but 40 against 64 drones.
Yep.
Just insane. So much damage being dealt. The infestors were almost taken care of. There's still two kind of hiding here in the back corner. I think that scan might be able to catch them though.
Is he
Yeah,
making?
they do get. Oh, one survives with almost no HP. Second scan has to be thrown, and right now he needs those minerals.
All right, he is now making the corruptors to get some broodlords
Yeah.
out there.
Pushing in on the third base of our Zerg player now, and
Might be able to sim and
there aren't
try
enough
it
links
on-
here to really deal with that. A lot of Banes rolling the side though,
Here comes the Banes.
and everything just dies. Banes are so scary, and the medevacs aren't
The
gonna make it out
corruptors
this
are
time.
going to start picking up. And see, that's another thing that I do hate. Yogi was talking about that yesterday. It's like, you need to try and run these medevacs away instead of just letting them sit here and die. You know, try and save them. Try and get them back so you don't have to remake them. You can repair those as Terran. You can keep those medevacs. Bunch of infested Terrans going down here at the third of
Especially
the...
at this point in the game where you know a Broodlord transition is gonna be coming soon.
Yeah, he's making 9 corruptors now. He already has some corruptors out on the field.
He just wants to make sure that he has corruptors and brood, so we don't see that situation we saw.
Yeah,
And
earlier.
was that his last game? I believe that was his game
Jetricxz,
where
yeah,
he,
that was his
yeah,
game. Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna have that happen again. So,
we
so
should see about
he has
6
12
broods
corruptors
being
out
made.
here. He only has 2 infestors though, and that
He
is what
needs
like you
more.
cannot do that. You have to have, you know, some roaches or something underneath the broodlords to protect them from marines stimming underneath them and just picking them off really quick. Broodlords, they are not fast at all. They are the slowest like air unit there is, I think.
There is
Other
one
than
thing,
observers.
we're not really seeing any creep spread. which I think is really hurting Jetricxz. That's why these bases are being able to
Yeah, it
able
takes
to
him
be
a
picked
while.
off so
Yeah, it
easily.
takes him a while to get over to this
And
fourth. This fourth is probably just gonna get picked off. He
making
just,
12 Broodlords right now.
yeah, that is gonna be a scary thing to deal with as the Terran. But he is definitely gonna pick off this, or force a cancel on this base, if not kill it.
He just doesn't have enough. Like Jetricxz just doesn't have enough with those Broodlords, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I just don't know if he
Okay.
has the. You need. Well, he is making 3
Additional
infestors now.
infestors, so
Yeah, he is making 3 infestors now. So he has a lot of like,
there are a lot of Marauders out for Terran as well,
yeah,
and even
which
more
are
coming
not gonna
in.
help. Which are not gonna help against the Broodlords.
I don't quite understand what these Corruptors are doing. But...
Either against Vikings or he.
oh,
Just
and that's a
makes
nice spread for the turn. He gets an awesome position underneath the
This is
Broodlords.
why you need investors, but they are just. There's enough here.
There's a lot of Lings working their way across the map, though. A lot of Broodlings, too, just pushing that Bio Army all the way back.
And now
Definitely
he's just
forcing a
gonna
cancel.
spawn this pressure, and this looks very scary for our Terran player. I don't know if he's going to be able to push this back. He needs to start Viking production, and he is now. He is now just starting Viking production. But there are so many Corruptors already out on the map that he will never ever be able to catch up and beat the Corruptor army that he's going to have to go up
Our
against.
Zerg player's letting his micro slip, though. Nothing being produced at the moment. And I believe he's missing Injects, too. Oh, no, he got his last couple. Has missed a few, but he has plenty of Larva right now. You need to start using it. 60 more Lings working their way now. I really don't feel like there's anything Terran can do right now.
No,
Too many
no.
Marauders still making Marauders. Why?
I would like to see him making investors instead of Lings, because Lings are, yeah, and he just goes ahead and GG's.
That was